Hey, what's going on, everyone? Hope we are doing great today. Happy Saturday. We got a lot of college football action on the board today, so be sure to like and subscribe. Check out all my links in the description below, guys. Become a member today. And also, guys, go ahead and sign up with Bro Throw. I got a free private betting group on there. We guys can chat on there. And with Bro Throw, you guys can verse each other and you can verse me. I'll be throwing up a play on there today, guys. And anyone in the community can verse me. And so go ahead and hop in there. I think you guys will like it. And yeah, we'll hop in. A lot of action on the board. Going to be a fun day of football. So yeah, bunch of matchups here. Starting with a big one to open up the day. We got Alabama versus Texas. Bama opening up as 20.5-point road favorites with the over-under at 64.5. Bama, you can get them on the money line at minus 220. Texas plus. I'm seeing all kinds of plus money for the Texas here, but a relatively cheaper Bama as opposed to what you're normally going to get. You know, so normally they're minus 10,000. So the fact that you can get them probably like under minus 500-ish, somewhere around 500-ish, a little bit, you'd love to see it. But yeah, we got Bama coming off that 55-0 win against Utah State. Beautiful performance. We got Texas on a 2-game losing streak right now. I'm sorry, that didn't even make sense. Texas on a 2-game winning streak, dating back to last season, obviously, but beating Louisiana Monroe 52-10 in their season opener. Played very well. Bama 10-0 in September, where they've been just an absolute beast. I mean, I just can't bet against Bama, man. I mean, they murdered Utah State in their game one. And Utah State, they're an okay team, and they couldn't even get a field goal on Bama. That's just going to be tough for Texas, man. I really do hope it is somewhat of a game, but it's just so hard to bet against Bama. They score at will. Their defense is too elite. Offense is too elite. Bryce Young is great at quarterback. Definitely taking Bama more in my moneyline parlays. I still like the minus 20.5. I think that's a perfect number. So yeah, we'll take Bama minus the spread and throw them in your moneyline parlays today. Next matchup, we have Arkansas State versus Ohio State. Ohio State opening up as a 44.5-point home favorite with the over-under at 68.5. Yeah, Ohio State, you can get them on the money line at like minus 3,900. Arkansas State plus 45,000 on the money line. So, I mean, that'd be a big payout if they get the upset. Arkansas State coming off a 58-3 win against Grambling. Ohio State coming off a 21-10 win against Notre Dame. Rough game for Ohio State. They struggled offensively, had their playmakers, some of their playmakers get hurt. Jackson Smith and Jigba is out for this game, and that's where they struggled. So we're going to see how they play. Hopefully they, play very well without him. Arkansas State 0-9 against the Big Ten, where they just haven't been able to get any wins in the Big Ten. I'm liking Ohio State, a huge bounce back today. That was a tough Notre Dame game. But I think it's going to be I think the offense is definitely going to be rolling today. It's a very high over-under, I know, but I think it should be able to murder this Arkansas State team. And all you can really do is take the spread here. So we'll take the minus 44.5. Throw them in a 13-point teaser, guys. Get them at minus, 31. I think that'd be a way better play. But yeah, we'll take Buckeyes minus the points here. Next matchup, we got South Carolina versus Arkansas. Arkansas opening up as a 9-point home favorite with the over-under at 54.5. We got Arkansas opening up as home favorites at minus 330. South Carolina plus 275 here. We got South Carolina coming off a 35-14 win against Georgia State. Arkansas coming off a very big week 1 win against Cincinnati, 31-24. Yeah, you already know, rolling with Arkansas at home here. Looked great in week 1. His defense and offense looks very solid. South Carolina, we'll see what Rattler can do here. I'm taking Arkansas minus 9 here. And, yeah, throwing Arkansas in my parlays as well. Next matchup, we have Southern Miss versus Miami. Miami opening up as 26.5-point home favorites with the over-under at 51. You can get Miami on the money line at minus 3,000. Southern Miss plus 225, plus 2250. Southern Miss losing their opener 29-27 against Liberty. Miami coming off a 70-13 win against Bethune-Cookman. Yeah, big win for Miami. It looks like Southern Miss, their quarterback is out. Ty Keys, which that's not good. I don't love that at all. For the Southern Miss. Yeah, I like Miami here, minus 26.5. I really think they should be able to murder this Southern Miss team, especially if their quarterback's going to be injured. Not a good look for Southern Miss here. So I like Miami, minus 26.5. I think they should run it up on Southern Miss. Yeah, minus 3,000. I mean, if you're in like a 15 leg parlay, maybe throw them in there. I don't know, but we'll take Miami minus the points here. Next matchup, we have Wake Forest versus Vanderbilt. Wake Forest opening up as 13-point home road favorites at minus 13-point road favorites with the over-under at 65. You can get Wake Forest on the money line at minus 450. Vanderbilt plus 365. Wake Forest beating VMI 44-10 in their opener. Vanderbilt on a 2-game winning streak. I know coming up a win against Hawaii and Elon. You got to give some Vanderbilt some respect. They're playing well. It looks like Wake Forest is getting Sam Hartman back, which is good for Wake Forest. I gotta say, man, I think Vanderbilt's a good underdog today. Plus 13 at home, 2-0, which I don't know the last time they've been 2-0 here, but their last 8 head-to-head, Vanderbilt is 5-3 in these matchups. I think Vanderbilt's a good play today. I know Sam Hartman's coming back for Wake Forest, but Vanderbilt's got some momentum here. Before they head into SEC play, man, they've played well. I'll take the 13 with Vanderbilt at home. I think that's too much, to be honest, the way Vanderbilt's looked these last 2 games here. I'll take a shot with Vanderbilt plus 13 at home. Next matchup, we have Marshall versus Notre Dame. Notre Dame opening up as 20.5-point home favorites with the over-under at 50. You can get Notre Dame on the money line at minus 1,400. Marshall plus 1110. We got Marshall coming off a 55 win in their season over against Norfolk State. Notre Dame coming off a 21-10 loss against Ohio State in their opener. I'm liking Notre Dame coming off the bounce back, coming off that tough Ohio State loss. A game they could have won. They definitely could have won, but fell apart in the end. And at home here, I think it's going to be tough for Marshall. This defense is going to be locked and loaded. I think the offense is definitely going to be a lot better for Notre Dame today. Not going to be up against an Ohio State defense. So I think Notre Dame gets a lot of points on the board here. We'll take Notre Dame minus 20.5. Throw them in some deep money line parlays as well. Next matchup, we have Appalachian State versus Texas A&M. A&M opening up as 19-point home favorites with the over-under at 54. You can get A&M on the money line at minus 950. Appalachian State plus 730. App State, I mean, that opener, probably the greatest, I'd say the most crazy game that's ever happened in college football. Losing 63-61 against North Carolina. A game where they put up 40 points in the fourth quarter alone. And I'll just say this, A&M coming off a 31-0 win against Sam Houston State. But don't let that line fool you, man. Texas A&M really did not look that good in that game. Despite the winning 31-0, the first half, they had it was 10 points at half. They struggled for the first half. Didn't look amazing. App State, man, I mean, they put up a lot of points. You can probably say it was a bad North Carolina defense, sure, but this App State team's good. They're going to be competitive. They can score. And, man, I just think maybe they don't pull the upset here today, but 19 points coming off a 61-point game against North Carolina in a shootout. This App State team's going to score some points today. And I'm intrigued with that plus 19 for App State. I just think that's too much. Maybe I'm wrong. I just think that's too much coming off a high-scoring performance last game. I don't know. I think A&M better watch out. I think it might be a test for A&M here at home. So I'm going to take those 19 points with App State on the road. Next matchup, we got Tennessee versus Pittsburgh. Tennessee opening up as 6-point road favorites with the over-under at 64.5. You get Tennessee on the money line at minus 220. Pitt plus 195. We got Tennessee coming off a 59-10 win against Ball State. Pitt coming off that 38-31 thriller win against West Virginia. Yeah, what a battle we got. We got two ranked teams. Going to be a great one here. Pitt 5-1 at home. I mean, two great offenses here. Man, Tennessee 6-point road favorites here. It's a very intriguing game here. I think this is going to be an absolute battle. I'm going to take Pitt plus 6 at home. I was looking at this line. It's a tough one. A lot of people probably are on Tennessee today, but, at home, tough matchup for both teams here. I just think it's going to come down to the wire. Probably come down to who has the ball last, honestly. I'm going to take a shot with Pitt plus 6 at home. We'll roll with the Panthers. Next matchup, we got Washington State versus Wisconsin. Wisconsin opening up as 17-point home favorites with the over-under at 49. You can get Wisconsin on the money line at minus 900. Washington State plus 700. Washington State coming off a 24-17 win against Idaho in their opener. Wisconsin coming off a 38-0 win against Illinois State in their opener. Wisconsin got that great D with the shutout last week. I don't really see Washington State doing too much here. Going to be tough against Wisconsin here on the road. I'm going to lean with Wisconsin minus 17. And they're minus under 1,000, so maybe throw them in a deeper parlay. But we'll take the Badgers at home here. Next matchup, we got a good one here. We got Houston versus Texas Tech. Texas Tech opening up as a 4-point home favorite with the over-under at 62.5. Texas Tech minus 170. Houston plus 155. We got Houston winning their opener 37-35. Texas Tech winning their opener against Murray State 63-10. Texas Tech, it looks like they're one of their quarterbacks, if he is their starter, Tyler Show, he is out. This is going to be a battle here. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game here. That the over sitting at 62.5, so I do expect a lot of points on this one. I'm liking Houston plus 4 on the road here. I think it's going to be a battle covered by a field goal in this one, so I'm going to take a shot with the Cougars plus 4 on the road. Next matchup, we got Kent State versus Oklahoma. Oklahoma opening up as a 33-point home favorite with the over-under at 72.5. Oklahoma minus 8,500 on the money line. So you're definitely not going to do any money line plays here. Kent State coming off a 45-20 loss against Washington. Oklahoma coming off a 45-13 win against UTEP. Yeah, I just think 33. I think Oklahoma should be able to murder this Kent State team, and it's gonna be hard for Kent State here. And we'll take a shot with Oklahoma minus 33 at home. Next matchup, we got a thriller here. We got Kentucky versus Florida. Florida opening up as a 6-point home favorite with the over/under at 51.5. You can get Florida on the money line at minus 215. Kentucky plus 195. Kentucky coming off a 37-13 win against Miami, Ohio. We got Florida coming off a 29-26 win against Utah. Big opener for Florida. It's a tough one. I mean, Kentucky 1-12 on the road against Florida, where they have struggled here. This is going to be a tough one here. I'm leaning with Florida at home. I'm very impressed with their offense. Richardson, great quarterback. Kentucky, they definitely struggled a little bit last game. Still have some injuries. Florida, they look really good against Utah, man. They play great D. Offense looked really good. Kentucky just can't win in Florida. I'm gonna take Florida minus 6 at home and on the money line. Next matchup, we got Arizona State versus Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State opening up as 11.5-point home favorites with the over-under at 58.5. You can get Oklahoma State on the money line at minus 420. Arizona State plus 345. We got Arizona State coming off a 40-3 win against Northern Arizona. Oklahoma State coming off that 58-44 win against Central Michigan. I'm liking Oklahoma State at home. Looked really good in their opener. In the end, they kind of let Central Michigan score a couple touchdowns, but really they were dominating that entire game. Don't let that first game score fool you by any means. Oklahoma State looked really great in their opener. Going to be a big test for Arizona State here. I like Oklahoma State minus 11.5 in money line at home. Next matchup, we got USC versus Stanford. USC opening up as 8.5-point road favorites with the over-under at 67. You can get USC on the money line at minus 300. Stanford plus 270. USC coming off a 66-14 opener win, very dominant. Stanford coming off a 41-10 win against Colgate. Yeah, historically, USC, they've struggled. They've struggled against Stanford, but I think just this is a new year. USC's got too much talent. I mean, look dominant. I know it was against Rice, but look dominant. And, got big things to prove this season here. Only 8.5-point spread. I'm going to take USC minus 8.5 and money line on the road. Next matchup, we got Hawaii versus Michigan. Michigan opening up as a 52-point home favorite with the over-under at 67. Yeah, Michigan like a minus 11,000 on the money line. You can't really do that. This Hawaii team is horrible so far, losing 49-17 against Western Kentucky last week, and then in their opener, losing 63-10 against Vanderbilt. Yeah, it looks like Hawaii starting a new quarterback, Joey Yellen, and then J.J. McCarthy is going to be the starter for Michigan here. Michigan coming off that 51-7 win against Colorado State. Yeah, Michigan's going to murder them. 52 points, it's a crazy number. So I would throw them in a teaser, man. You can get them minus 39. I think minus 39 would be a great option for for Michigan here, but still, we'll take a shot. Minus 52. It's the only thing you can do. They're going to murder Hawaii. Hawaii's starting a new quarterback, so we'll take Michigan minus 52 here. Next matchup, we got Baylor versus BYU. BYU opening up as 2.5-point home favorites with the over-under at 53. You can get BYU on the money line at minus 135. Baylor plus 120. Baylor coming off a 69-10 win in their opener against Albany. BYU coming off a 50-21 win in their opener against USF. Going to be a battle here. Two good teams. BYU is 14-1 at home, playing good football. Man, it's going to be tough. I think I'm buying the point here. It's like one of the close matchups. I'm buying the point. I'm taking Baylor plus 3.5. This is going to be a good battle. Two really good teams. And, I don't think BYU's... We'll see if BYU can handle. They're going to be up against a really high-scoring Baylor offense. We'll see if they can contain them. Going to be tough. But I'm going to take Baylor plus 3.5 and a thriller. Next matchup, we got Mississippi State versus Arizona. Mississippi State opening up as 10.5-point road favorites with the over-under at 57. You can get Mississippi State on the money line at minus 350. Arizona plus 305. Yeah, Mississippi State coming off a 49-23 win against Memphis. Arizona coming off a 38-21 against San Diego State. Arizona looked good in their debut against San Diego State. That was a big win. Mississippi State, they look good as well. Man, this is a tough one spread-wise, but I gotta go with the Bulldogs here. I like Mississippi State. I'm not in love with the spread. I'm more in love with a money line play of throwing them in a parlay. I do like Mississippi State. I mean, the offense is elite. Eli Rogers is going to throw the ball like crazy. Offense is going to be great. Can Arizona keep up? That's my only concern. They look great in their opener. Can they put together two back-to-back performances? I'm not sure. Will that defense be able to stop this Mississippi State passing attack? I'm not sure. So I will take a shot with Mississippi State minus like 10.5, 10, but I think they're better a money line play, to be honest. So we'll take Mississippi State on the road. Then the last matchup on the board, we got North Carolina versus Georgia State. North Carolina opening up as a 7-point road favorite with the over-under at 64.5. We got North Carolina, get them on the money line at minus 250. Georgia State plus 255. UNC on a 2-game winning streak, giving up a lot of points in their last game. That game was crazy, winning 63-61 in a thriller. Georgia State losing 35-14 against South Carolina. I just look at this line. People are all over this. North Carolina D has been very bad. I just think this is such a low line, man. I've been looking at this line all week. It's so hard not to take North Carolina here. I mean, 2-0. I know they're sure they gave up 61 in their last game, 40 in the fourth quarter, which is unreal. But to trust Georgia State to cover the 7 points, man, they didn't look that good in their opener. Give me UNC minus 6.5 and money line on the road. And that's going to be it for the video. Good luck with your picks and parlays on Saturday. Hope you guys all cash out, and I'll see you guys Sunday. Have a good one.